Black Friday, the most American of holidays, where you get to trample your neighbors to save $3 on a silver spoon. Today, I'm going to take a closer look at whether or not it's actually really worth it to buy stuff for Black Friday. Because while on paper, a lot of these deals look great. You know, this thing was $399, now it's on sale for $150. But was it ever $399? So to start out with, as a product that I'm actually excited that I found on Black Friday sale, this should be our Zenbook A14. So this one was purchased from Best Buy. So I actually did a video on this back at CES. I had a review on it, and I was shocked at how nice the hardware was. If I remember right, this is Snapdragon X Plus. They gave me a literal postcard.
Who would you send that to?
My friends at Dell. I don't know.
Wow.
Also, I want to be very clear that Asus did originally sponsor our Zenbook A14 hands-on. However, they have nothing to do with this video. It's a super lightweight laptop, so it's 14 inches. I think it weighs about 1 kilo. It also uses Asus's nice like Seiren aluminum finish. Very lovely. What the hell is the sticker on my... Oh, right, of course. You have the gesture support. So you have a USB-A port on one side. You have 2 USB-C, HDMI, and a headphone jack. Alex, the normal MSRP on this laptop, it's $1,000 or $1,100, right?
I think for this one specifically, it was pretty much $1,000.
$1,000. So the Snapdragon X Plus is the sort of lower mid-range Snapdragon. And so it's got the smaller GPU. It is not a gaming device. The bezels on that are really nice too. There's a little bit of deck flex. I'm really curious about the price because $999 is MSRP. I paid a whole lot less than $999 for this on Black Friday.
You sure did. You paid $550.
I'm just gonna be real with you. This at $550 is a crazy deal. Let's pull up the channel and see how the screen and speakers work.
Express Tech, we're going to find some of those
Speakers are good. Some complaints I might have would be that the speakers are fine, but they are unfortunately bottom firing. The screen is good, so it is OLED. It's 1200p, however, it's only 60 hertz. But again, these are all complaints I would have at $1,000, $1,100, $1,200. Let me tell you what I feel about at $550. Yippee! No, don't you do this.
Just 1 month prior to Black Friday, they were selling it for $734.
That's still a major discount. That's still almost $200 off its previous low price. Like that is legitimately a good deal.
It is slightly deceiving when they're saying like, oh, it's 45% off.
That is true. I think we can pretty safely say that the Zenbook A14 was a terrific Black Friday deal. And I'm sure that that same savings is going to be true across every single item we look at today. Next up, we have some AirPods from Walmart. Now, I will say that looking through a lot of the Black Friday deals this year, a couple places had some actually pretty good Apple deals. I think these were the cheapest AirPods that anyone had though, which are these, the AirPods 4. These are the base models. I tried these last year, and Alex, if I remember correctly, the MSRP on these is like $130 or something?
Yeah, it's $130.
$130. I will say that the regular AirPods, it's just such a little guy. So theoretically, I open them up, and they should just go into pairing. Yeah, buddy. Control AirPods by moving your head?
What if I'm trying to dance?
Obviously, they're not gonna have the isolation of AirPods Pro or, well, most other sort of in-ear headphones. However, I know that for some people, these are very comfortable. But also, because they don't have the rubber seal, it's very dependent on your ear shape. What is this thing? Where like, the nebuloso? See, that's nice, man. AirPods have gotten so much better. So if I do the head detection, will it work? How do you do it? What? Oh, it's for calls, not for your music. Wait, what? What's the point of gestures if it doesn't do your music? Nice. How about spatial version? Wow. This is pleasant. Like, these just sound good. Like, these are the kind of like the default normie headphones for a reason. Can we just, is this Fortnite? There was a Daft Punk
concert at Fortnite. Yeah, that's right.
What the hell? Okay. AirPods, surprising no one. Pretty solid headphones. They sound good. They work pretty well. If you own an iPhone or like multiple Apple products, it does make a lot of sense. All that being said, $129 is the MSRP. How much did I pay?
We paid a very nice $69.
You know what? It doesn't get much nicer than that.
Yeah, but...
But, what do you mean, but? $69 for AirPods is pretty good.
a normal price for these are actually in kind of like the $80 to $90 range. Really, you're getting like a 17% off deal.
I think we can say that this was a good deal and actually cheaper than you would generally find in the past, but by a pretty substantial amount. So I'm not mad about the AirPods. When it comes to Black Friday, one of the things I always think about are deals on accessories. Oftentimes, you can actually save a lot of money on things like, headphones and especially battery banks. So this is the Anker Nano power bank. We bought this Nano power bank from Walmart, right?
That is correct.
The claim to fame here is that it is a really little guy with a lanyard that also doubles as your charging cable. So this guy is, I believe, 10,000 milliamp hours?
That is correct.
And this will also do 30 watts of output. So you actually can charge up a laptop. Actually, it's a nice little colorway in the little green that matches my shirt. I'm just a big fan of slightly green things. So you can use this to kind of tie it onto something, but if you push it forward, boom. So this USB-C will do in and out, and you have a third USB-A port, which is only for out. Oh, right, it's got the screen. So it says it's at 29% and it's gonna take 36 minutes. But this is really neat, I should be able to see that. I did not even realize that was a thing. Wait, I double clicked it and I think it started, instead of charging, it started sucking power from my phone.
Oh,
this is just telling me not to light it on fire or something.
I mean, that might be it.
I don't know what I'm asking for out of the screen, to be fair. I just think it's cool. I'm pretty impressed with this. What is the MSRP? Let's start with that. Of the Anker Nano power bank.
The MSRP is around $50.
Pretty reasonable price, if you ask me. I think it's a neat little power bank. What did we pay for it?
We paid $30.
Actually a no-brainer. But the question isn't so much, is this a good product? I think the question is that $30 actually a good deal?
So I would say that it normally sits around $40.
So that's actually, $10 might not sound like a lot, but when you're talking about a $30 to $40 item, that's a pretty significant chunk. And most importantly, it blends in with my shirt. Look, that's pretty close, right?
That's the important part.
Now this is a product that I have been waiting to go on sale, well, since it pretty much came out. This is the Legion Go S SteamOS edition. Now, I did an entire video on this when it first came out. And this is a very important product because it is the first time that we have seen SteamOS running natively on a non-Steam Deck piece of hardware. Now, of course, Valve have since announced the Steam Machine and the Steam Frame, but this is the first third-party device. And I liked this, except for the price. It was $600 for the base model.
The new MSRP of these guys, if you wanted to buy them brand new, not on sale, is $650.
They raised the price again?
They sure did.
Brother! Okay, so what you're essentially getting here is the same hardware as the Windows version, but it has come in this cool nebula purple. It's not as distinctive, I'd say, as the Steam Deck. A little bit big, a little bit chunky. It's got like an 8-inch display, but we did not pay $600 or $650 for this thing.
Nope, we paid $450.
This was actually a big reason why I wanted to do this video, because we were looking around for is there anything good for Black Friday? Is there even worth talking about? And I saw this for $450, I'm like, oh, wait, I know that's a deal. So if you have never used a Steam Deck or anything with SteamOS, the software is so nice because while devices like the ROG Xbox Ally are actually pretty good, they're not as well polished as this. And they're still missing major features like being able to put your games to sleep and wake up simply. So we're gonna hop into Baldur's Gate 3. I do find the have to be a little bit much.
All right, Switch boy.
Yeah, no, dude. If they could fit this in a 5-inch Switch Lite that was this thick, I'd probably do it. But it's comfortable. It's got good speakers. It's got Hall effect sticks. So right now, playing Baldur's Gate, what I'm getting here is, I believe I'm playing at 800p, which is essentially the Steam Deck preset. I'm getting about an hour and 45 minutes of battery life, and I'm getting 30 to 40 FPS. I slightly prefer the Steam Deck OLED display, but I think almost everyone will be happy with this display, especially at $450. It does have this little dinky touchpad, which will say the touchpad is not useful. Correct me if I'm wrong. $450 is a great price for this. There's nothing else at this kind of price.
I believe so. At least for this has never gone on sale previously, as far as I can tell.
I had a hard time with this product at $600. I have a very hard time with it at $650 because it's good, but it's built to a price point. But on Black Friday sale for $450. This is great. Next up, we have a package from Best Buy. I did not know that this was a product that existed. So these are the Sennheiser Momentum headphones. Also, I actually feel pretty positive about Sennheiser as a brand. So this is the Momentum 4, so they've clearly spent some time on these things. So we've got the Sennheiser signature sound, so we'll see. I've got some high expectations for that. For context, Alex, the MSRP on these, again, I did not know anything about them. These were listed as like $300 MSRPs, $350. Like, they were fairly expensive.
The MSRP is $450.
So they had better be good. Okay, nice little blue carrying case. It looks like freaking jeans. Like, isn't that kind of the denim look?
Yeah.
Look, it's me. Oh, dude, it's actually like the denim look on the outside too.
Well, that would explain why they're called the Momentum 4 denims.
Are they really called the denims? So we have USB-C and a tiny little audio jack. The clamping force is a little aggressive. Transparency mode's okay. It definitely does not sound natural.
I think you can adjust the transparency mode too.
I'll download the app. Yeah, okay, now the noise canceling is on. So transparency, again, not amazing, but that noise cancellation, that's actually pretty good. It does kind of sound like I stuffed my head underneath the pillow. Oh yes, you can absolutely adjust the noise cancellation. That's great. Like turning it like 60, 70%, that feels much better. This is not neutral. I don't know why they call this neutral. I actually just made my own EQ because I think that their like standard is very bassy. Oh, interesting. Okay, so they have the EQ, but you also have this little like slider. That feels much more friendly if you're not used to like an EQ, or you can snap it back over. I like these. I actually like these quite a lot. My main concern really is that they're not massively comfortable. Before I render my judgment, let me see if they actually work via USB-C. Oh, they do show up as USB-C. Okay, yes. Which I really appreciate because USB-C typically is gonna give you the best audio quality, but also it's gonna be super low latency. I would not pay $450 for these, but we did not pay $450 for these.
No, we did not. We paid $180.
Wait, how old are these headphones? Wait, hold on. When were they $450?
The Momentum 4s were brand new in August of 2022.
Oh, these are old as hell. I'm slightly less impressed. I still think these are solid.
The regular pricing
Yes.
is about $300 and it goes on sale fairly frequently for
Yeah.
$250.
That's still a lot of money. 70 bucks off their like low normal price. It's all marketing, right? Because if I tell you that subscribing to the Austin Evans channel costs $10 a month, but right now we've got a special where it's 100% free, that's a 100% discount. Doesn't that sound like a great deal? Well, lying in marketing, those are synonyms, my friend. So for this one, I am very happy that I was able to find this on sale because this is a gaming PC. Now, if you're familiar with the current landscape, you'll know that if you want to build a gaming PC right now, it is tremendously expensive thanks to a huge RAM shortage. We actually just did a video talking about this if you want the details, but suffice it to say, if you're gonna go build your own PC, it has gotten a lot more expensive the last couple of months. I very rarely look at pre-built gaming PCs because traditionally, there's not a lot of value in these. But I think, given the fact that it is really expensive to build a PC right now, that this actually is going to make a lot of sense. It also comes with, I'm sure, a Garbo keyboard. Actually, that's really small. Oh, wow. Does it have a window? Oh, it has a window. What is the MSRP of this particular HP Omen gaming desktop that I purchased from Walmart?
For MSRP, we're looking at $1,050.
And what else in here? I know it's Ryzen 5 and it's got a...
7,600.
Oh, 7,600.
Yeah, it's running 16 gigs of DDR5.
Single channel, which is a big no-no. That's actually very close to the spec of the Steam machine. I'll say the back looks ugly. It's all just like sort of silver. And you can see like all the like port covers on here and stuff like that's kind of cheapy. But if you come around front, it actually has quite a good selection. So you have 4 USB-A and 2 USB-C. I always like looking at like pre-builts because I get to like critique someone else's PC instead of like pretending that I'm good at it myself. And 80 plus platinum? What? Why? That is absurd. Like that is actually quite nice. And there's an empty M2 slot for an SSD right here. And then fan-wise, you have 1 intake, 1 exhaust, and then a fair bit of cooling through the mesh on the side panel. So this is a nice system. I don't think there's a universe that this is worth over $1,000.
Well, again, keep in mind, that was MSRP when this thing was brand new. This is not a new system.
So we also do have some accessories. Normally these are absolutely like membrane garbage. Boy, nothing says gaming like an office building from 2009. I mean, that is technically a keyboard, I guess. So let me get this thing plugged in, up to date and whatnot, and let's give this Omen a try to see. First of all, it is pretty close to the Steam Machine, but importantly, how much we paid for it. Alrighty, after a lengthy update process, our system is ready to go. Now we did notice a couple of weird things. So there's the obvious stuff. It's got like McAfee and a bunch of bloat on it, that's fine. But HP have a very locked down BIOS. But regardless, we're up and running. I've got Baldur's Gate 3 here. And I will say that it looks fantastic. So we're playing on high settings, 1440p, a little bit of FSR, and we're getting like 90 to 100 FPS. It's interesting to talk about this because, again, this is a little bit more powerful than something like the Steam Machine. And Valve claimed that the Steam Machine will be capable of playing pretty much anything on Steam at 4K. Now again, we're playing 1440p, but it's also a little bit more powerful. It's a lot of PC. I think we did good, but Alex, help me feel better about this HP Omen.
We paid $600.
Really good deal.
That is a really good deal, except...
No, there's no except. No.
There's
a
an
good
except.
deal, period.
Normal pricing for this guy for a lot of the year,
Yeah.
$700.
Look, this at $700, solid little system. Try to build this system yourself with parts. You're gonna be spending $150 just on the RAM. Even at $700, we're still spending $100 compared to that. This is a good example of a Black Friday deal. However, we're missing something. Because while I might have some headphones, guess what? I need the opposite of a headphone.
The opposite of a headphone?
A microphone.
Oh, I was gonna say like a megaphone.
So this is the Razer Seiren V3 Mini. This is a little USB microphone, which is probably not gonna sound amazing, but here's the thing. If you create content and you have not invested in your audio, you are doing yourself and everyone who listens to you a disservice. I've never used the Razer Seiren series at all that I can recollect. What's MSRP on this, like $80 or something?
MSRP is $60.
Oh, $60, okay, so
Yeah, the older versions were a little more expensive.
we have the mic itself. It is really little. It does have the mic mount, so you can just attach it directly here. Oh, that's neat. So once you put it in, it's like a little shifter. It's like,
You're a parody of yourself.
I'm just gonna try to load this in OBS and see what happens. Should I handhold it? I might handhold it. What if I game like this? Like real gamer? Yes, okay, hang on. Hello, welcome to the Floor Gang Baldur's Gate playthrough. Let's do it. Ha! Yeah, it has. I have no idea what this mic sounds like right now, but hopefully it sounds very lovely. I played through Act 1 like 4 times. I never noticed the stupid hatch. Are you kidding me? Oh, you stupid. Oh.
It didn't work?
I need to spend $1 on an HEVC codec
What?
for Windows 11. The video doesn't work, but the audio does. So I'm just gonna listen to it. Sounds fine. Oh, a little clippy. But you know what? I could probably have adjusted the levels a little bit. It's not gonna blow you away, but it's certainly decent to have. How much did we pay for our Razer Seiren Mini V4 Little Chungus Edition?
$36.
That's pretty good.
It is pretty good. In fact, it's such a good price that has happened before.
Of course it has. It's not like worse. It is roughly the low price. All that being said, I do think that Black Friday has actually been a fairly decent time to buy stuff. That shouldn't be a huge surprise, but you're not getting it for as cheap as you might think. And to be fair, we bought some things that were pretty clearly good deals, at least what I thought were good deals. There were a ton of terrible deals that I ignored, but I would caution you to not take the marketing at face value, but take a minute. Try to figure out, is that actually a good deal? What do you think about the items that we found on Black Friday? And what do you think about some of the deals? Make sure to subscribe to the channel and ring-a-ling that ding-a-ling, ring-a-ling that ding-a-ling. And until next time, my friends, I'm gonna go and start my next Baldur's Gate playthrough. But I'm not gonna stream it, because then I will be embarrassed.